Another morning in Ghana. Morning, everybody. Michelle here. I am drinking some peanut porridge. Really, really good. My daughter is very good at porridges. Pumpkin porridge, peanut porridge, cornmeal porridge, plantain porridge, you name it. She's good at it. Her plantain porridge is to die for. She loves mixing. So sometimes she mixes her plantain with the oats. Sometimes she mix the peanut with the oats. In fact, I think she mixes everything with oats when she feels that, but they're really good. Anyway, I was watering the plants this morning because the generator is on, and it occurred to me, I was reminded of what Davia Carissa showed me. My lemongrass. I have a couple patches of lemongrass in the garden, and two issues I noticed that led me to the decision to do this video regarding the garden. All right, and animals. Having animals in your yard is good, right? But there are certain stresses you have to deal with. The cats not so bad, because you know how cats deal with their poo. They just dig and go. The problem with the dogs though is if they are loose in the yard, and I was advised that I should keep them tied, especially that they're so young, and if you want them to protect the yard, you would want to avoid them becoming friendly with everybody who passes by, right? And I notice when we let them go, because it's easier to just let them go and let them roam, but there are dangers that we don't know of, I think. And really and truly, if you want them to stand in the yard and bark when anybody comes in, you really don't want them to be free and running and getting friendly with everybody in the neighborhood, right? Especially since I'm still here alone. All right, but the dogs, when they're loose too, I'm finding out they walk around and dig up every poo the cat let go and eat it. I don't know if all dogs are like that. Somebody can tell me. I've had dogs before, but I don't usually have cats. I'm not necessarily a cat person, so this is new to me. And pets in general is not something I have. I don't believe in having animals inside my house. So Carissa is their caretaker, their primary caregiver. Yes, she does everything for them in terms of bathing, getting rid of fleas and ticks and so on. But one of the dogs, the black one, well, I think his name is already out there, Bingo. Bingo is a mischievous. He's always into something. So we moved him from near where we had, there's a post for the clothes, and I came out one day to see him dragging, biting and pulling at the mat, the rug that I had on the line, right? So we realized that he's not supposed to be there when anything is hanging from the line. We forgot about it, and another day we came and saw him with a jeans pants on the ground that he pulled off the line. So I think because we had clothes on the line since Carissa moved him over to the chicken coop. Now I have lemongrass. So I have lemongrass here, lemongrass there. The lemongrass I'm going to show you is not from the initial batch that I have, which is this one, and another one in the middle of the yard. This one I took from a friend, another diasporan who had some. It seemed to be different from that. I don't know. This lemongrass it has browns on it. I don't know if it's because of lack of water. Somebody can tell me, maybe it's not getting enough water. They can tell me that. And I said that because, well, the other one is like that too. But this one was a second batch that I put in, right? And this one was looking just like it until yesterday. We tied Bingo right there against that post, against the coop. And this is the result of his being there. We had him here once before, and the ginger that I had down here disappeared. And a whole lot of destruction, because he doesn't stay, well, I don't expect him to stay one place, but he just destroys. So that, it looks like a dull weed whacker, you know, attacked it. And that's the result. Now the other issue I am having is with my breadfruit tree, and I don't know who can tell me what I can do about it. I noticed recently that grasshoppers had taken over. So if you look, you can see them coming back after I wet them, the amount that was on it. But these leaves were pretty the other day. Pretty, beautiful, broad, nice. And because I just wet and go, I wasn't paying attention until I think it was last week when I looked and I saw how eaten up the leaves are. I said, oh my God. And it's worse since I was told to mix tangerine with a little bit of soap water and so, but somebody said neem oil is better. I don't know if someone can confirm that or not, but I really need to get rid of these grasshoppers, because this is not the only thing. They take set on the orange leaves as well, and the lime tree leaves, and they are really getting on my last nerve, right? So see them there, and they eat the leaves out, and I'm just amazed at the destruction of this plant based on what it was before. And since I have others, I have somebody's 2 breadfruit tree waiting to be planted, I need to know how to keep them alive, because this look like if you do nothing about it, eventually them just eat it down. I don't know, but or maybe because the leaves are young, it's juicy now for them. But I need to figure out how to get rid of them from the plant. I was thinking of boiling some of the neem leaves that I have, and those neem leaves now with the same tangerine, the soap water and so in it, and spraying it. I don't know if that will help, so somebody can tell me, but I'm really concerned for those plants. I'm realizing that having a garden is not, well, I know it wasn't easy. It's a lot of work. Just wetting them, pruning, weeding is a lot of work. So what I know about me is that I prefer just to throw the seeds down and let them fall where they lie. I'm making a little bit more effort now in terms of arranging different slots for you to plant certain things. But like the callaloo now, that needs to be changed out because the roots are old, and it takes time. The tomatoes, when I just came here, I just tossed tomatoes in that section, and so many came up. It's not funny. Now I'm realizing no matter how much I toss, for some reason they're not coming up. They're drying out and dying. And if nothing else, the callaloo bed and the patch where I had the tomatoes, I always wet them because they're right near the tank. So they get wet more than anywhere else around the back here. So I'm not sure what is the problem. They're not catching as they catch before. Somebody says it's not tomato season, but I'm not sure if that's it, because tomatoes are around every single day in the market. So I don't know if it's just me naive and don't know anything much about gardening, which I don't. I'm learning. But somebody can tell me and give me some advice with the tomato thing. I know they sell tomato seeds, but I know also based on what already happened that I can just put seeds from tomatoes I get tomato plants that give me fruit. So I don't know what is happening with it, and I don't mind the advice. I am alone in the yard most of the time in terms of the yard work, because the girls now work for people and they have to complete whatever work assignment they have. So I know sometimes I feel overwhelmed with all that has to be done in the backyard, and that is something that has to be taken into concern, especially if you're a single person. You don't have a man around to do like heavy lifting and certain kinds of work in the garden. I'm talking about the garden now. If it's a lot of work, so if you don't have help, it can be overwhelming. So that is something that you need to think about. I think that's it. Really concerned. The pumpkin too, I'm not sure what's going on with the pumpkin. The leaves were so pretty the other day, and I noticed they are drying up, and I'm not sure why they're drying up. I thought when the pumpkin, you have pumpkins growing, the vines dry up. But I'm looking at a pumpkin now getting bigger and bigger, and it's not dried. I think when it's fit, they say it's dried. You can give me some information on that too. But the leaves that are drying out, nothing has been, right? So a lot of the dry leaves here was filled with the pumpkin leaves. I don't know if it's one of those plants, because I've never seen this. I grew pumpkin before, and I have never seen them bloom up and then they just go down, dry out. Here was filled with pumpkin leaves the other day, and all of a sudden I don't see. Those that I see, most of it is yellow. The only part that is green is this is the part here that has this pumpkin. And there's another one on the ground here, and this part is green as well. So, and when they're on the ground, you have to, I don't even know what's that on it. I hope it's not worm or insect starting on it already. I need to check it, I guess. But I don't know everything about gardening. I don't think anybody does. So we'll learn. And anything which is strange, we have to like research and thing. The melons, I noticed the melons don't make it. No matter how they start out, they just dry up eventually. And I get nothing from them. Yeah. Just a little gardening concerns. So anyone who has knowledge more than I and can, advise, fine. My peppers are, more peppers than I need. So they are, thriving. This pumpkin too started, and I noticed that it is drying up. It's not even giving me fruit. So as they grow, so down the tips are still green, but I noticed that these parts are yellowing out and drying up. I'm not sure why either. Alright, so yeah, it doesn't mean you have a whole lot of things around but you're not getting anything from it. So I guess the things that I need to do, I need the neem oil though. I just haven't gotten any neem oil. One person visited last year and promised to get me some, and they didn't. Well, it didn't come through. So I need to figure out where I can find it, get it to purchase and use it. I think the neem leaves, when you boil it, maybe you get something. I'm not sure. I have some fermented sobolo, I think they call it. We call it sorrel. I think I have some I'm going to use and mix. I'm going to do some kind of mixture. Let me tell you something. My mother used to do some mixture. She just get up one day and she just start put some things together, and whatever she trying to attack usually work. Let's see if I have that gift. Alright. Thank you for tuning in, that is. I'll see you in another video.